Good morning, everyone. It's Stretford Poster. You're doing welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone's doing well. It is match day, guys. It's match day vibes. We're in the mood for some match day action, guys. And you know what? Just like my brother Rasta said here, we accept nothing but a win, of course, guys. Nothing but a win. It's all about the win today, guys. That is what it's all about. If I'm being honest, guys, we cannot accept any more draws, any more shenanigans like that. It's about beating Bournemouth. Bournemouth will pose a serious threat to Manchester United, but it's about us. It's about us. And it's about us being ready, of course, guys. That is what it's all about, guys. Not about any messing about now. So, Manchester United against Bournemouth. Guys, I'm going to get into it. But please, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And don't forget to smash a like on the video if you could, guys. Do that. It is Sunday morning. Guys, listen, it's getting closer to Christmas. It's the last game before Christmas, guys. So hopefully we get a nice Christmas present from Manchester United today, and we get a nice, lovely, cushy win today, which will set us up nicely for those lovely presents that some of us are going to be getting. Hopefully we don't get any jumpers or woolly socks or anything like that, or a Lynx box set. Hopefully we don't get anything like that. But you know what? It is about the 3 points. That's the only present that we want. Of course, guys. Today, of course, good morning, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. Really good to see you. And there you go. Big up, Sanjay. Hope you're doing well. Guys, before I start, I just want to talk about the transfer news in regards to Manchester United. There is strong rumours that Marcus Rashford will be leaving the football club come January. Some people are saying that he may leave in January and Man United might get a replacement in. One of those replacements could be, of course, Franco Mastantuono. Now, look, we spoke about this yesterday. Franco Mastantuono is a young Argentinian, 17 years old, under 21, under 20 international, would fetch at the starting price of 15 million euros. He is a defender, of course, guys, but you know what? It is defense that we need to improve, of course, guys. Very, very good player, highly sought after. The biggest issue is, sorry, guys, he's an attacking midfielder, right winger. My apologies. I should have said that before. Midfield, attacking midfielder, right winger, left winger he is. And one thing is the problem we're facing at the moment is Ruben is a bit conflicted on whether to make a deal for Mastantuono from Argentina. Of course, Man United are going forward with the South American scouting, and they're looking at the next big thing, of course, guys. The kind of transfers I like, to be honest with you, they don't always work out, but you know what you got to lose at the end of the day. What have you got to lose at the end of the day? He obviously, at the moment, he's playing for River Plate, a great River Plate, of course, guys. They produce so many great players, River Plate. I mean, they deserve an award. How many players they developed over the years, of course, guys. Absolutely. But you know what? What it is at the moment is that Man United are interested in him. And also, Manchester United are interested in another couple of players out there as well. Manchester United, of course, are interested in Araujo of Barcelona, of course, guys. Araujo, of course, I've been speaking about yesterday in regards to that. And this all to do with Rashford leaving the club. Rashford leaves the club, and then, you know what? That would be incredible. I mean, if he leaves the club, that would be mark a signal that Ineos know what they're doing. You know what I mean? They mean that they're actually, mean business. They're actually serious, isn't it? And that's one thing I would say at the end of the day. They actually mean business, of course, guys. I mean, there is an Araujo who plays for Sporting Lisbon, but he's not the one, of course, guys. The Araujo I'm talking about is Ronald Araujo, who plays for Barcelona. And I spoke about him yesterday. He's played 4 matches this season, one assist. Barcelona lost yesterday against Atletico Madrid. So he did play in that game. To be honest with you, 0 goals, 0 tackles, 0 fouls, 0 assists, of course, guys. But at the end of the day, look, he's a very, very good player. His market value is 70 million euros. Crazy, really. We got to get that down. But Marcus Rashford, if he does leave the club, Man United will get him. And he is a centre-back. He's a centre-back. He's a very, very talented centre-back. And I wouldn't say no to him. Now, Man United also are interested in, as usual, Victor Osimhen. Now, Manchester United feel that they can do a deal, strike a deal with Napoli for Victor Osimhen in a swap deal with Rashford. So if Man United do sell Rashford, if they decide to let Rashford go, he could possibly reunite with Scott McTominay at Napoli. Now, this could involve Osimhen going the other way. Would you do that deal? I mean, for me, straight swap. I'll do that deal. I mean, even if we had to pay a little bit extra on top, I do that deal. Napoli has seemed to be huge fans. Myself, as a guy very connected, obviously, to that area of the world, of course. But he could be going to Napoli, Marcus Rashford, to join Scott McTominay, of course, guys. Scott McTominay could be united with his old pal, Marcus Rashford. But look out for Ronald Araujo, look out for Franco Mastantuono in Argentina, and look out for Victor Osimhen this summer, of course, guys, because those three could be walking through the door. And what would your ratings be if Man United did sign those three players? What would your overall ranking be in regards to transfers out of 10? What would you say if we got those three? But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if like someone like a Ronald Araujo or Mastantuono came in January. Now, look, there's a number of links with Man United, especially that left-back position. Obviously, Man United decided Diego Leon. He's come to Man United. He will be the backup defender. Man United will sign another left-back. Man United are interested in soaring up that left-back position. Kirkaz of Bournemouth will play against Man United today, of course, guys. Could possibly be available in January. So that is one. Theo Hernandez could possibly be available in January. That's another one. So at the end of the day, Man United, they could strike a deal for a left back this January because Diego Leon is not coming to July 2025. It could be a loan with an obligation to buy. It could be a loan with a fee and then we give him back at the end of the season. It could be that. It could be something along those lines, guys. So don't be surprised if it is. At the moment, it all stems from who we get rid of, who we're selling. Lindelof looks like he's definitely out of the club. Evans looks like he's definitely out of the club. Maguire. Now, this is when we get onto Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire has had an offer. He's had an offer from Napoli and Barcelona, believe it or not, in regards to his services at the end of the season. Of course, his contract runs out in 2025. He could be leaving Napoli. Napoli could end up having Rashford, McTominay, and Rashford, McTominay, and of course Harry Maguire in the same team. Can you imagine that? For goodness sake, God help them at the end of the day. But that could be the situation going on there, going forward, of course, guys. Absolutely. Let's just read some of your comments, guys. Let's read them through real quickly, guys. Let's have a look. Charlie, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. We do have the limited funds. Don't think we will be able to remove Rashford and Garnacho this window. Both will be leaving. I don't think Garnacho's leaving. I think that's all speculation. What I'm hearing is that Garnacho's highly rated at the football club and has a bright future. Of course, Man United are using the disciplinary kind of things. They're trying to be a little bit more disciplined in regards to the way they discipline their players, treat their players like leaving them at the squad and things like that. Garnacho is a huge talent. He's a fantastic talent. The Puskas Award, you know what I mean? Just last week, of course, guys, not many youngsters as good as Garnacho. And we have to keep Garnacho and we have to nurture him the proper way and make sure that he gets his fair share of nurturing properly, not put into the deep end in the football team, but also, taken out of the football team as well. Like Alex Ferguson used to do. He says, bring him in and then take him out. And that's what needs to happen with him, of course. Rasta. And we have 3 difficult games coming. Mate, you know what? This is precisely the point I was making. We got Liverpool in January away. We got Arsenal away in the FA Cup. If we went through in the League Cup, we would have had to play Liverpool again, 2 more games in January. So we would have played Liverpool 3 times and also Arsenal away, mixed in with the Europa League, with the league, other league games as well. It's not feasible, isn't it? When we're looking at Man United right now, we're not where we want to be in regards to where our development is. We're not there yet. So we got to have as much time as possible on the training field to implement the tactics and make sure we get it right. Because at the moment, we could play all the games and we're not going to get developed. You know what I mean? We're not going to, at the moment, I look at it and I look at Liverpool, 2 legs. Were we ready for 2 legs against Liverpool in the League Cup? Is it really worth it? You might get injuries. You might pick up some niggles here and there. Was it really worth it? Good morning, Irfan. How you doing, my brother? I hope you're doing well. Good morning, Reds. Big up, Irfan. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're good. Hope you're feeling well. Good to see you, mate. So big up, everyone, of course. Do we need 3 strikers that under 22? I would go for an old striker myself. Yale, yeah, exactly. I would go after a Osimhen for me. Osimhen is the guy. Osimhen is experienced. I mean, last summer that just went past, I was talking about Even Tony, of course. What's happened to Even Tony? Completely in the bliss. He's disappeared, hasn't he? I mean, I was saying go for Even Tony, but at the end of the day, he went into Saudi Arabia. We couldn't afford the money for his wages, of course, guys. Some were quoting 400,000 a week, but I would go after Osimhen myself. I feel like we can do a deal with Napoli in regards to Rashford and Osimhen. Napoli's a great place to live. You know what I mean? It's a great place to be. Obviously, McTominay's there already, so he's doing well there. He's reigniting his career. I do believe that would be a good move for Marcus Rashford. I really do. And if we could do a swap deal with Osimhen, why not? The only issue is going on here is that there is obviously problems with Victor Osimhen's personality, so to speak. A lot of the Napoli board are not happy with the way he conducts himself off the pitch. That could be a little bit of an issue, of course, because we've had that problem before with Marcus Rashford. So we obviously got to be very wary about who we buy and bring into the club. Now, look, you know what? We need to look at personalities, not only their footballing ability. We need to look at their lifestyle, whether they're settled down, you know, what they do for a living, what they like to do, basically in behind the scenes and stuff like that. We need to look at that as well, of course. Fan, seems that Argentinian players are in demand. It's because of them winning the World Cup. I mean, Argentinian players have always been in demand. I remember Riquelme being in demand, of course, guys, all those years ago. Many Argentinians over the years have been in demand, especially in Europe. Unfortunately, in the Premier League, we haven't really explored that market to the effect that it should be explored. Argentina has always been a pit for brilliant young talent. It has. And at the end of the day, Lionel Messi, for example, do you know what I mean? There's been a number of players that have come through the conveyor belt. I mean, all the players you see, for example, Juan Sebastian Veron in the past, Gabriel Batistuta in the past, you know, Ortega in the past, these kind of a Riquelme in the past. These players originated from South America in Argentina, and England missed the boat on some of those players. Javier Zanetti, one of the best fullbacks I've ever seen, guys, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, but England and the Premier League have not explored that market yet to the effect that it should be explored. Because you know what, there's a huge market out there, not just Argentina, of course, Paraguay, Bolivia, Uruguay, Chile, you know, there's a Brazil, of course, guys. There's fantastic players in that continent, of course, guys. Now in the North America, we're starting to get talent from there as well, of course, guys. There's talent coming from North America now. So obviously we have to really explore that. And right now, it seems to me that we are starting to do that. We're starting to go to South America. Jason Wilcox, of course, has connects in South America. And you know what? He's going to be bringing through some connects from there and stuff like that. One thing I would say is that there is a little bit of a toxicity within the Man United youth team. Parts of the youth team, some of the coaches are not happy with the way that Jason Wilcox and co have been handling the youth team. Apparently, they're saying they're too hands-on and they shouldn't be getting involved too much. Now, look, I don't care. Really, I don't, because all I want is the best in class, and I want Man United to develop, and I want our youth team to develop, and I want us to bring through players, you know, from the youth team, because there's no point having a youth team if you're not going to bring players through every now and then. Do you know what I mean? Like we've always done. So at the end of the day, look, you know what? If Jason Wilcox is looking in South America for the next best thing, whether that's Mastantuono, Diego Leon, you know what? At the end of the day, you know what? I'm all for it, because we're getting the best. And Man United should have the best at the end of the day. It's like Jim Ratcliffe said. He said, we want to make our own Mbappes. We want to make our own £100 million players. At the moment, we don't have any £100 million players. When you think of things realistically, we don't really have a £100 million player right now. Right? I mean, you could argue Ahmed could go for that price. Maybe, not quite at the moment, in my opinion. But, you know, you could argue that he could go for that price. But at the moment, we spent over 1.1 billion over the last 11 years. And we ain't got £100 million player, which is actually quite damning, isn't it, when you think about it at the end of the day. Irfan, United don't have limited funds. Nope. This is why we have to sell to buy it, and we have to get rid of Marcus Rashford. Good morning, Teddy. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you back on the street, my friend. Hope you're doing good. Really good to see you, mate. Good morning, Felix. What's going on? Hey, good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yale, the legend. What's going on? Sirloff getting the winner. The big Norwegian doing good at Atletico Madrid. Can you imagine Sirloff? Sirloff, there was a lot of talk about Sirloff, wasn't there, when he's in the Premier League, of course, guys. Let's not forget, you know what I mean? Sirloff is brilliant, you know what I mean? Well done. You always get with Scandinavian players, you always got that element of consistency, haven't you? They're quite good strikers. Obviously, we had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's Haaland, of course, Sirloff, of course, John Dahl Thomason, who remembers him? You know, Heinrich Larsson, who remembers him? That Scandinavia has always produced great young players, of course, great strikers, of course, guys, brilliant strikers. Of course, there was the odd one that went away, Eric Nevland, who remembers him. We played for Man United. He didn't do too well. I mean, he came into the team a couple of times, but he was all right. But just, I don't think he got his opportunity. But you know what? He just wasn't quite at that level. Of course, guys. Irfan, 14 watch visits, likes, subscribe to the channel, active, and thank you your notification. Thank you, Irfan. Thank you, the legend that is Irfan, for supporting the channel. Absolute legend, Irfan is absolute ball knowledge to the maximum. Brilliant. Thank you, knowledge. Thank you. I call you knowledge. Pick up, look up. Whoever we get, I want to see goals and trophy at the end of the season. Look, at the end of the day, Rasta, that Europa League is a must, isn't it? At the end of the day, we have to win that Europa League. That Europa League should be Manchester United at the end of the season, regardless. By hook or by crook, Man United have to win it. Now, we look at the Europa League and we look at Tottenham Hotspur. We look at, you know what, are they really a threat? If we played our first team against Tottenham, I don't think we have too much to worry about. Look, you know, we had a makeshift side during the midweek, and we should have won, really. It was just individual errors that really cost us, isn't it? So at the end of the day, look, I'm not too worried about Tottenham. I think Man United can win that tournament. That's if Tottenham don't get knocked out before that. Of course, there are other teams in there. Athletic Bilbao is one of them. Lazio is another one of those teams. Spanish teams seem to be a bit of our bogey teams. So you know, we got to be a little bit, obviously, wary in regards to that, of course, guys, of course. Big up, Irfan Williams to United, please. Nico Williams, of course, guys. I've been speaking about Nico Williams last week. You know what? He is on Manchester United's wish list. The problem with Nico Williams, of course, is going to have a lot of competition. Barcelona want Nico Williams, are desperate for Nico Williams, so to speak. And the price tag will go up significantly. It will go up significantly, and it will be 100 million at least. You know what I mean? And I personally think Nico Williams is brilliant. But one thing I would say in regards to Ruben Amorim's tactics, we're looking at Ruben Amorim's tactics, and you look at his tactics, and he's got two number 10s, so to speak. You need a little bit of technical ability of creative side. Nico Williams is a winger, isn't it? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, look, you know, he will be brilliant at Man United. I mean, I would love that, to be honest. Nico Williams in that position, that'd be brilliant at the end of the day. Are Man United going to spend the money? Are they going to spend 100 million on it? And Nico Williams, for example, you know what I mean? When they've already got Ahmad and you know what, Garnacho as well, who are developing, of course, guys. Let's not forget we got Obi Martin coming through as well, guys. So, you know what? Look, Nico Williams is a fantastic player. Man United are linked heavily with Nico Williams. Man United are looking at that with a side eye, looking at what deal they can possibly do. Nico Williams, of course, you know what, is a big fan of Man United. Apparently, he's a fan of Man United. His best English club is Man United. So you never know. Playing at Athletic Bilbao, and Athletic Bilbao obviously do have a different type of mentality. They only play Basque players in their football team. They don't sign any foreigners. I mean, I believe that's the same thing. They don't sign any foreigners. And the players that generally leave that club, you know what, turn out to be successful. I mean, Ander Herrera, who left that club, is absolutely was one of our legends, to be honest with you. I mean, we say he's a great, not a legend, but a great. His personality is spot on. So, you know what? He has a good upbringing. Atletico Madrid have a good upbringing in regards to their youth teams and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say no to him. But don't be surprised if there is a big signing in the summer. But also don't be surprised that if Man United do bring in a lot of players that maybe some of us haven't heard of. You know what I mean? And that is one thing we have to remember. Man United are building. They don't want to get there. They want to get built up like that from the bottom and build a team at the end of the day. And that is something that we've been missing over the years. It's literally a team, isn't it, that we've been missing. We've always had individual players and stuff like that, of course. Big up, Kenny. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Sounds like a real deal, to be honest. I'd love the Vinny or that Napoli winger, Nico. Yeah, Cavendish Video is another one. But at the end of the day, look, you know, these players are going to cost 100 million above, you know, and Ineos are not on that. They're not on that 100 million above thing, right, at the moment. Unless we can offload some of those players. Man United are heavily interested in Kvaratskhelia. Of course, they're heavily interested in him. And they're also interested in Nico Williams. But obviously, we can't get Nico Williams and Kvaratskhelia. So there's obviously going to be names thrown out there. Oh, we should get this player. We should get that player. We should get that player. When, you know what, at the end of the day, look, you know what, we've done this. We've done this before, you know what I mean? We've had that before. So Man United are trying to do things a little bit differently, you know, at the end of the day. Look, Nico Williams or Kvaratskhelia, I call him, either one of those players would be brilliant for Man United. I say Kedia. And the reason I say Kedia is because he's more technically astute than Nico Williams. He can make things happen on his own. He can literally get that ball, create, cross, score, everything. And he can play in that position behind the striker. Brilliant player. Brilliant player. I think he's one of the best players, if not the best player in the world right now, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I do believe that. And you know what? It would cost a lot of money. Of course, it would cost about 100 million, 120 million, of course, guys. Obviously. So, you know, that is one that we have to obviously play by ear. Nico Williams, of course, but don't be surprised if Man United don't sign those players, because at the end of the day, Man United are looking to do things differently. They are looking to bring in the next best thing, the next big thing. But you know what? At the moment, when we're looking at things, we're looking at Bruno. Is Bruno going to stay? Is he good enough to stay at Man United? Just sign a contract at Man United. Do you think he's good enough to take us forward? I want to know your opinions, guys. Do you think Bruno in that position is good enough to take us forward? It's definitely. But Man United have a list of over 100 players, guys. 100 players on the list of players that we could potentially buy. 100, guys. So there are 100 players on that list, right? 100, over 100. And to be honest with you, you know what? It could be any one of those players. Each one of those players on that list offers something different, right? You've got the experience, you've got the youth, and you've got the up-and-coming players, of course, for the obviously, you know, and you've got the, you know, the players that, you know what, if we don't get that player, if we don't get an Osman, we're going to get a David. You know what I mean? If we don't get a David, we're going to get, you know, a Raulio. We're going to get someone like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. And one thing's for certain, we will be busy this summer. We will be busy this summer. And many players will be coming through the conveyor belt. And of course, you'll hear it here first on Stretford Post, of course, guys. Big up. Title charge. Big up Atletico Madrid on their title charge again. Big up my Atletico Madrid, of course. Beating Barcelona last night. And no, he's not leaving. Absolutely not. Where do you got to think Amran Star? He is bad 10 wing back. He is bad there also. He's not a bad 10, mate. He's not a bad 10. He's 20 years old, our top scorer. And at the end of the day, we have to nurture that player. A guy doesn't score a scissor kick from 25 yards if he's not a good player. He doesn't win the Puskas Award the first time since Cristiano Ronaldo, by the way, if he's not a good player. No, I mean, what needs to happen with Garnacho? He needs to be nurtured. He needs to be trained. He needs to be, you know what, brought into the team, taken out of the team, brought into the team, taken out of the team, and nurtured. We don't just turn our back on our youth team. That's not what we do at Manchester United. That's not how we do things. Absolutely. That's not how we go forward. We have to look at Garnacho. If we transfer listed Garnacho right now, who will be after him? Barcelona, Real Madrid. The big guns will all be after him. Why? Because they know they could turn him into the player. You know what I mean? He's going to be a great player. He plays for Argentina. You know what I mean? The world champions. He's got caps for Argentina. He's a great player. And he's not a player that we should be thinking about selling. To be honest, I would, you know, in the future, we should be doing Ahmad and Garnacho. Ahmad and Garnacho, the two that should be fighting out for places. They should be fighting out there because we care about our young players, of course. Irfan, Napoli cannot afford Rashford and Maguire. Rashford might move to Saudi, but he's English. Me, Irfan, as someone who's close to Napoli, they can afford him. They can. They've got more money than you think in regards to Napoli. I'm a guy who's close to the Napoli Football Club. They can afford him, mate. They can. They can afford him. Don't think they can't afford him because they can. Bloody Mafia run Napoli definitely can afford him, mate. I'll go there 5 times a year, by the way, guys. Let's have a look. Charlie, I have read that Garnacho is thinking of leaving for Atletico Madrid. He played for Atletico Madrid when he was up and coming, when he was a youth team, but I can't see Atletico Madrid doing that deal. No, there's nothing out of that. It's all smoke up. It's just all hot air at the moment. At the moment, you know, just because he was from Atletico originally, people are going to obviously link him to Atletico Madrid again. Simeone is a big fan of Garnacho, and so Atletico Madrid. At the end of the day, look, you know what? I think it's great. I think we're extremely too critical of Garnacho. Garnacho has been our top scorer this season. He's only 20 years old, and we should be looking at players like Bruno, like Casemiro, like these type of players rather than our young players. Because at the end of the day, I know some people are not feeling Garnacho, whatever, because you know what? Some people have created a narrative, and you know who those people are who created this narrative. At the end of the day, Garnacho is not the finished product. We know that he's not ready yet. We know that, but that doesn't mean that we flog him off, you know, somewhere else. You know, he's got talent, and we have to nurture that talent. And that is how football teams, great football teams, successful football teams, take it from a guy 40 years Man United fan. You know what? I remember, you know, when people were doubting Beckham, when people were doubting Scholesy, when people were doubting Nicky Butt. You know what? You have to nurture them. You have to nurture them, and you have to hope that they become the players that you hope that they hope. If they don't, look, to be honest with you, I give Garnacho a couple of more years. And to be honest with you, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be selling him for love nor money. At the end of the day, I wouldn't. And if they want to buy him, you know what? They have to pay top dollar for him, in my opinion. Kenny, Carabao Cup exit is a blessing in disguise. I agree, Kenny. I think that that is low on our agenda. Is the Carabao Cup, of course. That is my opinion. Osman is Rashford 2.0 fan. Well. He's a top scorer, African Player of the Year a couple of times. I mean, I never paint people with the same brush, fan. I think everyone's different. Everyone has something different to offer. The only problem I have with Man United is that are we going to get the ball to the striker? You know, because we don't get the ball to the striker enough, do we? At the end of the day, of course, we don't. Ossie has played 14 games, which is 15 goals. That is not bad. No, he's a good player. He's a good striker. He's prolific. Speaking of Wilco, is there a most hard-working staffer we got at the club? He is everywhere. Guys, I want to bring this in with you. I want to know your opinions about it real quickly, if you don't mind. There was rumours about, obviously, Wilcox at the training ground this last week or so. So if I bring this in real quickly, if you don't mind, let me just bring this in. Here we go. Okay. So in regards to Collier, guys, there were some quotes going on in regards to Collier. A source said Eric Ten Hag really liked Toby Collier, and another source said he records freakish running stats in training that are only bettered by Bruno Fernandes. Collier is considered a leading prospect by Man United staff. Now, look, Collier hasn't played for a while, of course, guys. I think he's been injured as well. Manchester United were very surprised but delighted to sign Toby Collier from Brighton in 2022. He was regarded as one of the finest midfielders in his age group in the country. The opportunity to bring him in came unexpectedly. There you go, guys. So obviously the Brighton conveyor belt. Obviously Brighton have a great youth team there. So he came from the Brighton youth team. And you know what? A lot of talk about him, obviously, yesterday in regards to what's going on with Toby Collier. Now, in regards to the youth team, guys, tensions have risen between Jason Wilcox and some academy staff who are under added pressure to produce results. Coaches across age groups are feeling more scrutiny to win games. In the past, they only focus on youth development and not the results. Well, guys, that is a shift in regards to the mentality of Manchester United at the moment. That is a shift in regards to what's going on at Old Trafford. What do you think about that, guys? Do you think Wilcox and co, do you think they're right in regards to doing this? Do you think they're correct in regards to doing this? Ineos need to be careful when tinkering with the academy. Manchester United remain at the forefront of youth development. They have some incredible staff, and Cox has led the youth system to enjoy a renaissance after a period of underachievement. So huge changes aren't required. Guys, look, I think personally, Jason Wilcox is just keeping these players on their toes. He's just keeping them on their toes. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, to be honest with you. I think we do need to aim higher in regards to standards and stuff like that. I really do. I really do think we need to aim higher. Absolutely. In regards to that, guys, if I'm being honest, I don't think that the youth team should take it like anything other than, you know what? Well, it is at the end of the day, which is, you know what? Just trying to raise the standards, of course. By the way, guys, when we talk about youth team and people want to talk about standards, here we go. Ryan Giggs, 963, 35 trophies. Paul Sky, 718 matches, 25 trophies. Gary Neville, 602 matches, 20 trophies. Nicky Butt, 387 matches, 14 trophies. David Beckham. And you know what, guys? Listen, I've seen them all. Absolutely. So, you know, standards, I know all about that. By the way, let's go on to the Bournemouth match in a bit. I'm going to go on to the Bournemouth match real quickly, but let's read some of your comments out. Okay, so I fall right behind, of course, guys. Absolutely. Are you saying that Napoli can afford Rashford Maguire? Yes, they can. If they swap Osman for Rashford and Maguire goes in, they can afford him. Yeah, they can. People said they can't afford McTominay. You know what I mean? Yale. I want Garnacho to be a success, but he has a grown ego. This will hurt him. Yali, at the end of the day, you know what? I agree with that. I do agree with that some of these players need to be humbled. The problem with young players these days and the issue that we're going to be having going forward is that these players are too rich too soon. They get too much money too soon. They're too rich too soon, guys. But in regards to the youth team, you know, there seems to be a little bit of a disagreement going on there, doesn't there? There seems to be a little bit of an argument going on there, whether Wilcox row, of course. Ruben Amram visited the youth Carrington the other day to watch the youth team. I don't see what the big deal is. I really don't. I feel like the youth team just look a bit nervous that, you know what, they have to keep their standards up, and that is how it should be at Man United. We need to get back to where we want to go, guys. We can't be laughing at Man City, etc., if we're not getting there ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Big up. Of course, let's not sell our best young players through the like a City, but big players, big transfers, not the way forward. Absolutely, story. Good morning, story. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Fan Wilcott's the right. That is it. That's it's done. You can't develop players at the first team level. Wilcott's is setting standards. I agree, fan. Fantastic comment. Absolutely, I agree. You got to keep these players on their toes. You know, they're too comfortable at Man United. We cannot be comfortable at Man United. If we want to get back to where we want to go, you cannot be comfortable at Man United at the end of the day. You know what? We're way behind where we're supposed to be. You know what I mean? So if he's trying to build standards, let him build standards, of course. It's Wilcott's job to be on top of everything. If he did not demand staff and academy, then he would not. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Look, at the end of the day, Yale, my friend, at the end of the day, Jason Wilcox is the one who's scouting everyone. He scouted Diego Leon. You know what I mean? He's out there doing the business and he's finding the next best thing, the young player. So we obviously have to, believe in his job and let him do his job at the end of the day because he's trying to raise standards. It's not like we've been winning championship after championship this last 11 years. We've been flattering to deceive. We haven't even challenged for a title. Good morning, Joe Blackman. How you doing, my friend? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, but I hope you're good. Good to see the legend back in the house. Of course, Joe Blackman back in the house. It is match day, guys. We're on the match day vibe. Big up everyone. Of course, a fold includes salaries as well. So, yes, I know that, fan. I know that. I do know that. Napoli can afford it. Trust me, they can afford it. Believe you me, fan, they can afford it. They can. But one thing they have to do, they have to get rid of Osman to do that. They can afford him if they get rid of Osman. There's also talk of Kvaratskhelia leaving Napoli as well. So he could be leaving Napoli as well. There's a number of players at Napoli. What we like about Napoli is that they do produce good players. And they've got a lot of good players in that squad. And some of those players will be leaving the club in the summer. So obviously they're not going to bring in all the players and leave all them players there. They're going to have to shift some as well. But they've got the money. Absolutely. They have. Of course. How you doing, Shamazdeen? Ishmael, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. We interested in Patrick Dorgal? Yes, I mentioned Patrick Dorgal months ago. 3 months ago, I mentioned Patrick Dorgal. Man United are interested in Dorgal, but Man United already have a left back in Diego Leon. Diego Leon is going to be a makeshift left back, one that can come into the team, etc. But obviously, Man United are looking to bring in one more left back. It does look like Malacia and Luke Shaw, are surplus to requirements. But the only problem is we can't get rid of Luke Shaw, can we? Because he's on extraordinary amounts of wages, of course, guys. But Man United will find a way. And we are looking to move on from that. Man United do want ready, fit and available left backs to come into that team who are versatile. Patrick Dorgo is one of them. Theo Hernandez is another one. Milos Kirkis is another one. There's lots of players there that Man United want on the left-hand side. They have Diego Leon. Let's not underestimate Diego Leon. He is a fantastic prospect. Going to be a brilliant player going forward, guys. Absolutely. TV is not showing the United game, Everton versus Chelsea. I mean, luckily I live in the Middle East at the moment, so I can watch every single game. Sorry to rub that in, Charlie, at the end of the day, but I can watch every single game, of course, guys. So I'm quite lucky with that. I mean, in England, we used to pay like bloody £50 to £100 a month, and we couldn't get the games we wanted to get, and we had to watch those sort of games like that. You know what I mean? Of course. Big up fan, big up everyone, guys. I just want to go through this real quickly, of course, guys. I've got some comments to bring up for you. I've got some now. I want you guys to help me here, okay, guys? I want you guys to help me here. I want you guys to bring this in, of course, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the team that should play against Bournemouth today. Okay, so we're gonna bring up this, guys, and I want you guys to tell me now, guys, in the chat. Right, we're gonna bring it in. Right centre back. Who are we playing at right centre back, guys? Of course, right centre back is a I think it's gonna be a given, isn't it? Is it gonna be Euro? Is it gonna be Maguire playing in that position? Who's gonna play on the right centre back? De Ligt. Yale saying De Ligt, Maguire, and Euro. So who's going to play on the right centre back? Is it going to be De Ligt and Maguire in the centre? Or is it going to be Maguire in the centre? So let's have a look at this. I'm going to put it like this, right? I'm going to go like this. Let's have a look. So I'm going to put Lenny Yoro as the right. Do you agree? Do you agree with that? I'm going to put Lenny Euro as the right. Yeah. There we go. So I put Lenny Euro there. And, centre back for me. You guys help me out. Back three will be given Euro, Delict, and Leacher. It's looking that way. It's looking that way at the moment. Euro, absolutely. I agree with that story. So I'm going to go with Euro. So look, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to put Delict in the centre. I'm going to put Delict in the centre. There we go. So we put Delict in the centre there. So who is the left side of centre back? No, Leacher has obviously... Leacher has been obviously a bit of a contra. Let me read this one. Are there any other targets remaining? Many targets, Ishmael. Many targets in South America at the moment. Of course, I was talking about the Paraguayan league, of course, in regards to that. Man United are scouting there. Obviously, Man United look at Mastantuono. Mastantuono is one of the biggest talents in South America, of course, playing for River Plate. I've been talking about him today. Basically. So Man United have also got Diego Leon, of course, already, of course, guys. But there are a number of young players out there, basically, that we could be going for. There are, young players that will be on the conveyor belt of young players that be coming to Man United, of course, guys. There are a number of them players there, of course. For me, obviously, I was talking about, obviously, there's Endrick who left for Real Madrid, for example, was highly rated, of course. For me, I like this Jeremiah Recoba. Those who know who Recoba is. Recoba was the player who played for Argentina. Man United are looking at Jeremiah Recoba. Of course, guys, obviously Franco Mastantuono, as I've been talking about. Damian Garcia is another player who's been catching interest from Uruguay. Of course, guys. Cal Ilias, another Brazilian through the ranks, guys, another one. There's a guy called, and I want you to know this guy, guys, and I want you to remember this name, Beckham. We all know who Beckham is, right? We all know who Beckham is, but this guy's name is Beckham Castro. Look out for Beckham Castro. He's another one that Man United are heavily interested. But as we go through the months, we're going to get a number of players that Man United are interested. So let's get back to the team. Are we saying Licha Martinez as a left-sided centre-back, guys? Are we saying Licha Martinez? Is Licha Martinez staying in the centre-back? Maguire did not play against Spurs 100%. He will be in the team. So if that's the case, who's going to play left-sided centre-back? So we're going to leave out Euro. Are we going to leave out? What's he saying? Midfield, Mainu, Bruno, Mazraoui, and Dalot. Look, at the end of the day, Mainu, Bruno. Look, this is what I'm going for, guys. I'm going to go for this. I'm going to give Licha Martinez a game. Look, you know what? We can't leave out Martinez at the team. I don't think we can because we ain't got many players plays on that left-hand side. So we have to play Licha Martinez. Definitely. Euro is a tough one, but you know what? I would play Euro. I do like Maguire though. Maguire. 100% Ugarte and Bruno. Yeah, who is it, guys? It's going to be a difficult one. Johnson, good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good morning. Hope everyone is good, of course. So I think, yeah, look, you know what? Euro, right centre back, Delict. Is everyone happy with that? Euro, Delict, and Licha Martinez. Is everyone happy with that? Yeah, look, I'm going to go in the midfield, and I'm going to throw myself in there, guys. Not me, personally. I can't play football anymore, but yeah. We're going to have Ugarte. Definitely. He's playing 100%. There's no point even argument. He's going to play. There we go. Cross that off. Let's get this up. I can't do this now. It's actually cancelling me out. Let me get rid of this stupid little thing on there. I have to get rid of that real quick. There we go. Let me smaller this down. There we go. You can't beat me, mate. There we go. Yeah, so we got Ugarte in that midfield at the end of the day. So who goes with Ugarte? Is it Mainu? Is it Casemiro? Is it Ericsson? Is it Bruno, guys? Who is it? Delict can play left centre back. I would have him there and Maguire in the middle. Yeah. I would prefer Euro. I would prefer Martinez. I would keep that back foot free. I like that back three. Yeah, you know what? As much as I don't think it should be, I think that Bruno will play here. Bruno Fernandes will play in that position. As much as I don't think it should be, because I don't think he's effective in that position. I think he'll play in that position. Guys, who's going to play the left wing back? Help me out, guys. Who's going to play the left wing back tonight, should I say? The left wing back, I mean, you're going to have to be with, I mean, at the end of the day, look, it's going to be Dalot, isn't it? It's going to be Dalot. So Dalot will play the left wing back. Right wing back, Mazraoui for me. Right wing back will be Mazraoui. Now, the striking areas of the pitch, the attacking areas of the pitch. I mean, I'm personally going with Ahmad. And let's go with left-sided attacker. This is a difficult one, to be honest with you. This is a difficult one. I mean, who's going to play the left-sided attacker, guys? Who's going to play the left-sided attacker? Who do you think should play that? It's a difficult one, isn't it? Garnacho. Yarley's saying it. Garnacho. There you go, guys. You had to admit it. There we go. It's going to be Garnacho for me. Yarley getting there first. It's going to be Garnacho for me. Absolutely. Up front, none other than your main man. It's going to be Rasmus, isn't it? It's either Rasmus or Xerxes. It's either Rasmus or Xerxes, guys. I think it's going to be Rasmus. So that is the team that we're picking for the game tomorrow. Okay, so in goal is Bayende. Joking, guys. I'm joking. Onana. So in goal is Onana, of course. That is the team. Don't expect anything. But one thing I would question is Euro. Will Maguire go in instead of Euro? I mean, Maguire plays very well in the back three, doesn't he? He plays very, very well in the back three. So that is obviously a debate to be had. That's a debate to be had, in my opinion. We'll have to call that by ear. But I think it'd be something along those lines. The team tonight, of course, I think. Xerxes as the striker, he has been a better attacker. 10s could be Xerxes and Bruno with Rasmus up front. Yeah, I think we haven't seen Xerxes at the number 10 yet, have we? He's been playing up front. I mean, I would have liked to see Xerxes as the number 10. I would have liked that, to be honest. Xerxes and Bruno with Rasmus up front. And who in midfield? So you'll have Eriksen in midfield or Casemiro in midfield. So you'll move Mainu. Look, we could do this, guys. We could do this. Yeah. We can move him. Let's replace him. So how do we change this? Let me have a look. Let's have a look at this. We could change this. 1 second. Let me just write this down. So, Let me have a look at this. I can't even change it. But we can play Kobe Mainu there. We can. You know, if it's possible, of course, guys. At the end of the day, we can play Kobe Mainu there. So, if it doesn't crash. There we go. So Mainu as the midfielder, along with Ugarte, and move Bruno into that, or Xerxes into that. You would move him. So we remove Garnacho and put in Bruno. We put in Bruno real quickly. We move Garnacho and put in Bruno. Bruno Fernandes. So we put Bruno Fernandes there. Like that. That could be a case. Xerxes up front. Casemiro, when did he play last? I mean, well, no, it's been a long time, hasn't it, since Casemiro played, of course. Casemiro. Maguire is prone to mistakes and often notes that. That's true, Irfan. I agree, brother. I agree with that. Absolutely. Kenny, good morning, my friend. Xerxes will start today. Okay, now what? We're going to have to take out Rasmus now. Sorry, guys. We're taking out Rasmus. People are moving me. They're moving me now, Xerxes. So instead of that, we're going to play Xerxes up front. Xerxes up front for that one. There we go. Are you happy with that team now, guys? Onana, Euro, Delit, Martinez, Mazrui, Ugarte, Mainu, Dalot, Ahmad, Bruno Fernandes, and Xerxes. You can't please everyone, guys. We can't please everyone, but you know what? It's similar to the team that I picked. Now, before I spoke to you guys, I did pick my team. With Bournemouth considering their recent form, I would consider Ugarte up higher to stop them advancing. Okay, there's the tactical analysis from Irfan. Irfan knows his stuff, of course. He knows ball, of course, guys. Absolutely knows ball. But that is a good point. But you can't go wrong with something like this. In my opinion, you can't go wrong with something like this. If I bring in the team that I picked earlier, guys, I'm gonna show you the team that I picked earlier. So that is the team that you guys picked today, of course. Basically, let me save that team because at the end of the day, you know what, you never know what happens. Save, of course. So the team, let me have a square title, blah 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 blah. There we go. Look, we'll have that anyway. Look, there we are, saved. Now, when I look at my team that I picked earlier, I did pick a team earlier myself. I did, and this is the team that I picked earlier. So this is me on my own, of course, picking a team on my own, of course, guys. So at the end of the day, this was the team that I picked to play the game against Bournemouth. So we've got Martinez, Maguire, and Delit. Dalot left-sided wing back. Mainu, Ugarte in midfield. Mazrui right wing back. Ahmed, Fernandes, Højlund. That was my team, guys. That was my team. So similar. It's not too bad. Midfield is the same. Wing backs are the same. Just the defense is different. And the striker, which now is Xerxes, of course. I did pick. Obviously, it is Xerxes now. But just the striker is different. And the mid defense, of course. So great minds think alike and all that. They do. Great minds do think alike. But that is what my team I picked earlier on today, of course, guys. So that's the team I picked, of course. Last 5 results against Bournemouth. When we look at the last 5 results against Bournemouth, we got Bournemouth 2, Man United 2, Man United 0, Bournemouth 3. Guys, who remembers when we lost 3-0 to Bournemouth last season? Who remembers that? When we lost 3-0 to Bournemouth last season? Bournemouth 0, Man United 1, Man United 3, Bournemouth 0 in January, and Man United 5, Bournemouth 2. I take the 5-2 myself. That would be good, of course. Now, people are looking at my prediction for this game, guys, and I'm going to tell you this. And you guys are going to laugh, but I'm going for this, guys. It's going to be Man United 4, Bournemouth 0. Man United 4, Bournemouth 0 is the score I'm going for, guys. You know what? That is what I'm going for at the end of the day. That's the scoreline I'm going for. I know I'm sounding a bit overzealous, do you think? But I think that will be a good result from United, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. With Bournemouth considering everything for my wicket, yes, I think I read that one. Absolutely spot on. Team looks good. I'm just thinking Amram is a pragmatic. He will want to neutralise Bournemouth by directing the midfield. Irfan, we need to sign you up in that Man United backroom staff. We need you on the training field, mate. We need you right now to, because you know your stuff, brother. Absolutely. Big up. 3 United, says Irfan. Big up, Irfan. I'll go 4-0. I'm going a little bit over the scoreline. I mean, some people are saying that's a little bit too much, of course, in regards to that. Now, if we read some more quotes, I want to read some quotes from Ruben Amram, of course, guys. In regards to Anthony, Ruben Amram was speaking. He says he needs more confidence. You need to remember Anthony in Ajax. He lacks a little bit of confidence to go against one. He will improve. He just has to do that, to work really hard, and I will help him to be a better player. What great quotes from Ruben Amram, guys. What lovely quotes, Ruben. In regards to Anthony, not totally throwing Anthony under the bus, of course, and actually believing in Anthony. I like that. I like that comment right there. That's really lovely comment in regards to that. In regards to Marcus Rashford, Amram has been saying, yes, of course, he is available for Sunday. Disciplinary issue? No. It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. Absolutely. Play the next game. That is what it is. He's available for next game. What are the chances of Rashford playing the next game, guys? What are the chances of him playing tonight? I think very low in regards to that. In regards to Mason Mount, he said, that is not my department. What I can do is help Mason Mount to reach him how to play our game. When he's recovering, try to use that time for him to think about different things. The worst part is that we don't have time to think like we should do when you are recovering from a lot of injuries. Yeah, that is it. That is a pretty damning from Ruben Amram, that in regards to Mason Mount. Not really, obviously, complimentary to Mason Mount. Of course, Mason Mount got injured straight away against Manchester City, obviously, which was not good. It wasn't a good start, was it, at the end of the day, guys? At the end of the day. In regards to improving the team, Ruben Amram said, I think we are improving near the opponent's box. We had some games that we were near the box, but without a real threat. I feel that our team is faster, are pressing more, the physicality is improving, and the understanding of the game. Look, we're getting better game by game, guys. We are getting better game by game, in my opinion. I think it's just going to take time. And look, I saw a lot of good things against Tottenham, but I saw a lot of bad things too. I saw a lot of good things against Man City. You know, it was a fantastic performance against Man City. So obviously we have to be patient. That is key, of course, guys. I felt I did the right thing for the team. It was never a mistake. You have to make a selection. The guys who went inside the pitch changed the game. It was not a mistake because I am doing the best for my team in a way to absolutely stick by your guns and stick by your decisions. That is his decisions. Marcus Rashford would not have made an impact against Tottenham Hotspur. Let's get her out of delusional world. Marcus Rashford would not have made a difference against Tottenham Hotspur. Absolutely not, in my opinion. In regards to this, after the second goal against Tottenham, basically improving the defence, it's simple as we suffer a goal and then we have to manage to have a long possession to calm down the game. You felt that we suffered that goal and then the ball went to the middle and we will continue to play our way. But we lose a lot of balls near our box, absolutely, with the team all open. We were really nervous in the moment. Then the long ball, we suffered the third goal. Exactly. And then we get nervous, guys. And then we start getting panicky. And then we start doing those silly little long balls, don't we? We got to get away from those long balls, giving away a ball, of course, guys. Absolutely. In regards to the chaotic game against Tottenham, and Man United need to improve the chaos in regards to, playing against teams, in a chaotic way. I didn't feel that 8 minutes of the second half was like that, but I think during almost all the game, we were controlling, playing the same way and trying to find spaces. I can feel it. We're getting better, guys. We're definitely getting better, of course. In regards to Rashford, will leave in January. Will Marcus Rashford leave in January? Ruben Amram said, tomorrow we have training. We will be here. We will be there preparing for the next game. He is a United player. Everyone has a future at United. And that is exactly what he's going to say. He's not going to say anything different to that, guys. It'd be absolutely foolish for him to say anything different to that. Ruben Amram out on Old Trafford. In regards to our home form, it was really hard to the Nottingham Forest game to lose that game in the way that we lost. So I'm always looking forward to hearing that song and praying for our fans and to try to put... playing for our fans, not praying for our fans. We definitely need some prayers there, guys, but definitely playing for the fans and try to put some happiness in their lives. Guys, that sounds a little bit bleak, doesn't it? Trying to put some happiness in our lives. There we go. Yeah, you better try and put some happiness in our lives, of course. Absolutely. We managed to calm down, push again, and score 3 goals. So when I say disconnect, of course, we suffer a goal, but we have to think about what we should do. When you suffer a goal, you have to have a long possession to calm down and stay in the game. And we could not do that. And I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I think that's a fantastic comment from Ruben Amram. When we concede a goal, don't panic. Keep the ball. Calm down the game. Don't panic. That's the most important thing I would say in regards to that. In regards to De Ligt and Euro, he said he's a very big talent in regards to Euro. He has all the assets to become a very good modern defender. He's fast, good with the ball, tall, good with his head. He's coming back from injury, and I think it's very important for the team to have a lot of options because the schedule is busy. Absolutely. It's really good that he's here, and I hope I can help him by giving him my experience. I really want to help him become as good as possible because I think he has a lot of potential. And who else to tell him than Ruben Amram, of course, who's played in that position. Of course, guys, Lenny Yoro is a fantastic talent. We're very lucky to have Lenny Yoro, of course. In regards to De Ligt, for example, in regards to De Ligt, he's been commenting. Sorry, guys. De Ligt has been talking as well. For example, in the middle, you are a bit more static. You cover everything, whereas on the right, you have to defend wider areas. So exactly, in regards to the defense, when you're playing three at the back, I spoke about this before Ruben Amram came in, you do split the three at the back. The three at the back does split, and it becomes difficult, whereas you can become isolated in the center of defense. Of course, the coach gives me the opportunity to play in both positions. I see it as a compliment because it means he thinks I can play on the right and in the middle, and I'm capable of doing both. He's a new system for me, but it's really nice to see these partnerships develop and try to improve them a little bit more with each game. Absolutely, that was De Ligt on regards to the defense. Of course, really enjoyed that. Really good comment from a very good defender. One of our unsung heroes this season, of course, guys. De Ligt also went on to say, the coach doesn't play the same 11 players in every game. Each player gets to know his position and the way the coach wants to play while having the opportunity to adapt to other positions and other players. Absolutely. I think I played 4 games in the midfield and 2 on the right against Manchester City. I played with Harry Maguire next to me and Mazraoui on the right. And against Arsenal, I played with Dalot on the right. I really like that. I really like it because playing on the right in the midfield, and I think I can also play on the left because I did it at Bayern, requires different things. Versatility is the most important thing, of course, guys. Being versatile is so important, of course, guys. And you know, that De Ligt is. De Ligt is an absolute gem. You know what? Bayern Munich gave us an absolute gem, guys. In regards to Matthias De Ligt on what would he buy defenders for Christmas? What he would buy his defenders for Christmas. So what would De Ligt buy his defenders for Christmas? I would buy Harry a golf club and Sandro Martinez a big Argentinian steak. I think he would like that. There you go. Big Argentinian steak for Martinez and a golf club for Maguire. To be honest with you, I don't think Maguire should be playing golf, of course. Guys, Matthias De Ligt said, I play regularly and I think I'm very solid. I try to help the team to be a leader. I feel like the new coach expects a lot from me. So I try to help my teammates as much as possible and help the team to achieve better results. Yeah. De Ligt has been great this season. Absolutely. An unsung hero this season, in my opinion. Absolutely. In regards to Maguire and Napoli, of course, guys, Napoli see Harry Maguire as an interesting option. Galatasaray also monitoring the situation. He will be a free to sign pre-contract from January. So the club has not activated the option to buy. United are in talks with the player. So Man United have not activated the clause in Maguire's contract to extend it. So Napoli and Galatasaray are looking at Harry Maguire, of course, guys. Napoli see Harry Maguire as an attractive option, especially after the success of former Manchester United teammate Scott McTominay, of course. Absolutely. And there we go, guys. Those are some of the comments over the week, guys. Been catching up on all the comments and stuff, guys. Let's catch up with some of the comments from you guys now. Irfan, we will by 3.3. We win by 3 without a reply. Put us on the Newcastle and fill out. Come on, Irfan. I love it. Let's do it, of course. So sorry, Mount has a mountain to climb. Mountains are there to be climbed. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said, of course, absolutely. Irfan, 8th place if we win by 3 without reply. It's getting there, isn't it? We need to move up that table. We really need to move right up that table. We really do. Hopefully, we get the win today. We really need it, guys. I'm doing a watch along tonight. I'll be live 5:30 p.m. UK time, of course, guys. It's going to be some difficult for the teams to break us down and stop us going forward. It's about introducing the style of play until it becomes second nature to the players and then the right players and co. Absolutely. And you know what, Irfan, I'm starting to see them coming together. I'm starting to see the formation working. I really am starting to see everything sort of coming together. You know what I mean? Which is great. And then Amram can experiment. I mean, yeah, I get you. Look, at the end of the day, it's going to take time. guys, I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited about next season. Next season, I'm extremely excited because players are going to come in, players are going to leave. And you know what? We're going to be a year further in our development almost, ain't we? So, you know what? See Man United coming back, guys. They're going to come back. We're going to come back. Amorim loves the versatile players. Absolutely. I think that they're very important going forward. Absolutely. Definitely versatile players. You need versatile players in your squad, of course, because you know what? Especially Man United at the moment, if it wasn't for Dalot and Mazraoui, we'll have no one on those wing backs. You know what I mean? Because we got nothing, no one else. Of course, we play the left wing back, of course. Yale, I would give Maguire a new 1-year contract instead of the 1-year lower wages. Apparently, there's going to be a 6-month extension, making it 18-month contract. I mean, I wouldn't say no. If we're getting rid of Evans and Lindelof, do we need a little bit of experience in there? That is the question that we have to ask ourselves, isn't it, Yale? At the end of the day, do we need a little bit of experience in that position? I mean, Maguire is an experienced player, 32, a little bit injury prone. He's starting to become a little bit injury prone. So at the end of the day, would you keep him? I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be absolutely devastated if we kept Maguire, because I feel like we're going to bring one youth player in and we're going to bring in a new defender in that team, I believe. Whether it's Kulungi coming in, he could come in, or a new defender as well. Man United could sign a new defender. Of course, we've been talking about Ronald Araujo. Of course, in Barcelona, he's one of those players who could come in. Jareth Branthwaite is another one that Ineos are huge fans of. Of course, he could be coming in as well. Maguire would prefer to stay. He's just really built like that. McTominay is younger. Yeah, McTominay's done great. At the end of the day, look, the only problem with Maguire is that he's starting to become injury prone. And, you know, we have to obviously look at that going forward. Ineos philosophy, they want players under 26, you know, basically with new contracts. If they're going to offer a new contract, they want players who are below 26. But I would not be opposed to keeping Harry Maguire. I wouldn't. I feel like, you know what, because I feel like his professionalism, he's an inspiration in regards to the way he handled himself. He lost the captain's armband. He also got dropped out the squad and he's done absolutely fantastic. Going to Napoli would be fantastic for him as well. You know, I mean, Napoli's a great club. They'll probably win Serie A again this season. So, you know what? I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Lots to happen. Pep downfall continues with his against Villa. Pep, guys, that guy, there's something wrong with Pep Guardiola. I'm being serious, guys. There is something going on with Pep Guardiola. And I think it is seriously concerning. I think someone needs to check up on him, definitely. People who still believe in Amorim. Yes, we believe in Amorim. Of course. We believe in Amorim. Amorim's the best young manager in the world, guys. Of course, we believe in Amorim. We believe in his philosophy. Absolutely. Sal, the game's at 2 p.m. Not for me. 1:30 p.m. I will be live. Sorry, UK time. Sorry, guys. For me, it's 5:30 p.m. I'll be live, guys. I'll be live UAE time. I'm in the UAE. So it will be 5:30 for me. 2:30 UK time to watch on. Thank you, Sanjay. 1:30 in the afternoon, I'll be live for the watch along, guys. 1:30 p.m. Kickoff 2 p.m. Absolutely, Sanjay. 6 p.m. kickoff for me. 2 p.m. kickoff for you. So in the UK. So 1:30 p.m. I'll be live for the watch along, guys. Absolutely. God, these Titans, they go mad. You know what I mean? Win again the Premier League. We will, Amir. It will come, my friend. It will come again. It will come again. Absolutely. Don't worry about it. Cream always rises to the top, of course. The problem is why we struggled over the last years. 1, structure. 2, wrong manager. Player power. Not giving managers the environment to bring players in and fit people. We were driven by sales. Absolute fan. And also not having the power to get rid of certain players. You know, some of those players have been there 10, 11 years, haven't they, fan? Some of them have been there 10, 11 years. So, you know, I mean, if we got rid of Rashford, it will be a big sign, wouldn't it, that things are changing. I mean, McTominay was one, but obviously, I'm very confident that Amir will return positive. Absolutely, I hope so. Amir, we all hope so, of course. Goals for George, how you doing? Good morning, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, pal. Watch highlights of Nani's goals at United on both wings. No problem. Right foot, left foot, bangers. Rashford would be on the bench. Absolutely, mate. Right now, Nani would be our best winger. Sorry, guys. I would have to say, if Nani was playing for Man United right now, Nani would be our best winger. He would. And he wouldn't even get in that team. You look at that team back in 08, 07, 08. It's an incredible team, man. Absolutely. Yarling, the Spurs game is still the most confusing game I've ever seen. We dominated them all over the park. They had 9 times, we had 20, we lost 4-3. Absolutely. And that is exactly a representation of how you have to be concentrated at all time. Mistakes lose games. Mistakes lose games. And if you make mistakes in the top level, you will lose games. And despite how much possession you had, how many shots you had, you will lose games. And hopefully we can eradicate those type of mistakes from our game. I really hope so. Story. City have become fat cats. They will not win. City, listen, guys, when you look at City and you look at Manchester City at the moment, you know, guys, and you look at their record, they've got a relegation form at the moment, guys. They might not need 115 charges. They might go down themselves. They might not need the 115 charges, of course. At this rate, Amarim is creating the United DNA is scary. Absolutely. The next manager will be one to take it to the next level. The next manager, I mean, I hope that personally that Ruben Amarim is here for a number of years myself. I hope a decade. Who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? No, he'll be our best player by far. Absolutely, Yare. Absolutely. Greenwood would be a benched Rashford. Greenwood this generation. Greenwood was our best young player. Greenwood was our best young player. Absolutely. But we don't have to that far to Nani, but a good example. Nani is a good example. Nani was a fantastic player. I mean, to come in, what a squad we had, guys. What a squad. Guys, it's been a great show. I haven't stopped. But thank you, everyone who's joined me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and smash a like on the video. Big love to everyone in the chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. The community is just incredible, especially Breaking Dawn is just growing day by day. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today, of course, guys. Don't forget, match day, 1:30 p.m. UK time. I will be live, 2 p.m. kickoff, of course, guys. So don't forget to join me for the live watch-along between Man United and Bournemouth. It's a must-win, guys. We have to do it, guys. It's so important that we win this game. No draws, no losses. It's all about the winning today, guys. Please don't forget, obviously, to join me for that. Poke your head in, say hello, hi, whatever you like, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. You absolute ballers. Much love to you all. See you later, guys. Come on, the Reds. Let's go.